Adana M. Castaneda here again, ex-Marine Sergeant, nationally certified recovery coach, life coach, and intervention professional. Here to talk about mainly recovery coaching, and I want to talk about social engineering. If you ever heard of social engineering, it has to do with cybersecurity, information technology, and that has to do with hackers utilizing their words over the phone via texting or SMS or calling on the phone and pretending to be being an imposter, saying that they're FBI or saying that they're IT department or saying that they're a police officer, detective, or whatever. And they need to get certain information. They need to access your information. Some social engineers go as far as to claim to be your bank or be the CIA and say your funds are at risk and they need to transfer them immediately to like a Bitcoin address or another account, and then once it's transferred, it's gone forever. It gets transferred, and the elderly usually succumb to those kind of scams and fall victim to those kind of scams. The elderly, but anybody, the people in the healthcare profession and things like that have lost millions of dollars, hundreds of thousands, depending on how much they have. And with social engineering, you might be wondering why, as a recovery coach, I'm talking about that. With social engineering, drug dealers can use the same concept and same methods, okay? They'll say, they usually have aliases, that my name's this or that, or they have some street aliases so you don't know the real name, right? And you might even know the real name, but sometimes they have a fake, alias or pseudonym or whatever it's called, like a fake name, right? So that gives a certain impression, kind of a veil of deceit or deception or, kind of a obscurity. So, it has that, mystery element or unknowing, so you're not knowing fully who they are and things like that. But also, that goes into, they're gonna, when they use social engineering, they might hit you up, call you, say, we need to meet here, bring $20. Now they got you programmed just like a hacker would, right? Like a hacker. And if you think the mind kind of works like a computer, we develop computers to kind of operate like a brain, a human brain. It has memory, processing, things like that, visual, optics, we have like cameras could be your eyes and stuff like that. So, and then audio and, visual and audio, we can hear and speak and see and stuff like that. So, computers and robotics are similar to a human. Obviously with as futuristic technology advances and evolves, they're getting to that point where they're making humanoid types of robots and stuff. But back to the hacker thing, the concept and methods and theories behind that. Drug dealers will say that they've got you programmed. They'll say maybe here, bring $20, bring $100, whatever. Now you're already addicted. If you've already done some drugs, you're addicted. You're hooked, right? You're hooked. You have that psychological and physical dependence, and now you're being psychologically manipulated by your drug dealer. He's programming you like a hacker, like a computer. He's programming, telling you what to do. He or she, right? And they're having you go places, meet them somewhere, and pay them and give them your money. And when you die, as I mentioned before, it's like a checkmate, right? It's like a chess game. And they'll use different methods, different techniques. They might use aggressive, domineering, kind of a voice or domineering type of attitude and stuff like that. Or they'll say, they might threaten you saying, they'll say stuff like, this stuff is dope. This is the best shit on the street right now. This is fire. This is the best you're gonna get. This is the best it's ever been. So you really think you're getting a good deal. And that's really the worst shit that they've ever made. It's got the worst shit in it. They're just trying to get rid of it and sell it. Half the time, and a lot of people are like, oh yeah, I got really messed up. Yeah, that's your brain cells dying, a lot of brain damage. You went retarded for a few hours, and that's what your high was. Really like a kind of like a what do you call it? A part of death. It's like the cousin of death, or like a piece of death, right? It's like a taste of death. And that's really what it is. If you survive. Now, if you die, as I mentioned, that's a checkmate. But, and so that's the recovery coaching part of this is like not to be hacked, right? You would not allow anybody, like whether you're CEO or an individual or you work at Burger King or McDonald's, doesn't matter who you are. If you're a janitor, right? If I walk up there and say, look, I'm a drug dealer, give me all your money. Or just anybody, like just a regular person. Hey, give me all your money. No, like I'm not gonna give you all my money. Why would I give you all my money? Like, so same concept. Like when they're with cybersecurity, if you get hacked, they're like, what's your password? What's your password? I need your password to get in your bank. Like, why would I give you my password to get all my money out of my bank? That's not even a good idea. But then when it comes to drugs, they're like, let me sell you drugs, you'll get high, you'll have fun. It's like, okay, people just fall victim to that, but they don't understand that they're being hacked. Similar to like, well, give me all your money. Well, they're gonna get all your money little by little, $20 here, $100 here and there. Then you'll eventually be broke, missing all your teeth, messed up skin, and probably abscesses, have to get a limb amputated maybe if you survive, or you'll just die. You'll just die over a $2 hit, a $5 hit, $10 hit, something like that, a little line, little pill, and that's all it takes. So when you understand that those predators, right, they're predatorial in nature. A lot of them are not too violent, but some of them can be very violent, right? The cartel, and sometimes they do have certain turf and territory where they will, have certain shootings or put hits on people, and people do get killed all the time. But a lot of times drug dealers, I've met a few, and a lot of times they just trying to make money. They're a little bit kind of sociopathic. They have personality disorders where, it's they're lazy. They don't want to work a hard job to make good money, but selling drugs, they want to have fun. They do a little bit of their own supply, and they party and they get high, and they get high with their customers sometimes, but they're still making money. And that's what they do to survive. And they live in a trap house, or maybe they live in a boarding home, or a group of people to make rent less costly, so to minimize the cost of rent. So they split that within like 4 or 5 groups of other drug dealers, gang members and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a trap house. But a lot of them are not too violent, so they just have that personality trait. But so because of that, they're more psychologically manipulative. They have that intelligence, that wit, and they're somewhat street smart, where they can say, well, this is dope, this is fire. Yeah, okay, instead of $100, we'll do $80 or something. They'll bring the price down. They're kind of like businessmen in a sense, right? But in an illegal sense, right? They're not selling a product to really help people. Now, I understand that some drug dealers might not think the way I think, but for me, like if I'm super depressed or I'm going through something like traumatic or something, like I understand that the government has changed laws to where they might use shrooms like psilocybin or whatever it's called, like the shroom active ingredient, and LSD and things like that. Now, weed's legal in a lot of states, so a lot of these stuff can help with PTSD and stuff. A lot of drug dealers didn't really care, but I think if someone's struggling, like maybe like it can help, with a severe depression, if it's like an extreme emergency, right? And they just need to do a drug to get them through the day. Maybe they can't get anything from their doctor. But for the most part, it's gonna be harmful, right? You're getting stuff on the street. A lot of doctors can overprescribe certain medications where, you could die from being prescribed meds from a doctor, right? So they kill a lot of people too. But, the main focus here is, if recovery coaching from active addiction, whether it's doctor prescribed drugs or even street drug dealer supplied drugs, whatever someone's addicted to, right? Don't be hacked. Don't be psychologically manipulated. If you're not going to give someone, just a random person, all your money or your password to your bank account, why would you let them hack you another way? It's called social engineering, human hacking. They're hacking your human brain. They're hacking your mind. They're hacking your memory. They're hacking your conscious, your subconscious, they're your psyche. They're getting deep in there to get your passwords, to get your information, where you live, who your friends are. They want to sell to your friends. They want to sell to your family. Sometimes you got to look out for your parents or your family or certain people and just get you when you're alone, right? So they get you when you're secluded and isolated or feeling down or something, or maybe like you got in a breakup, or maybe you lost someone close to you. And when you become depressed like that because you lost a loved one, drug dealers will be there to sell you drugs, and maybe they think that you'll feel better, but then you could easily die. There's a lot of families who they lose 3 to 5 family members from fentanyl. I've seen documentaries where they lose quite a few family members, one after the other. Just and the other one, and then another one gets depressed, and then they turn to drugs. And I don't know if it's the same drug dealers, but they get a hold of it somehow. and it could be like the same area, same territory, same crews, same gangs and stuff like that, distributing. So especially if it's in the same area, right? Same command, chain of command from the drug cartel and all that. So, don't be hacked. Be vigilant and be alert. The only drug I do is caffeine, a little bit of tea and coffee to be alert on the road, to be smart, quick judgment, alert and focused, and just supplements, vitamins, that's it. I don't smoke, I don't do drugs. I have used a lot of crazy stuff in the past. That's what I'm speaking from personal experience, right? I've been addicted to many things, pills, drugs, and all that stuff, mixing it. I've almost lost my life a lot, okay? I've been really messed up and, got in accidents and car accidents and, almost fell from towers, radio towers, just, being belligerent, stupid, trying to do some crazy, looking at the sunset from elevated heights and things of that nature while I'm tripping and uncoordinated, almost falling off. And there's a lot of other incidences where, I've blacked out, I've lost consciousness, I threw up, woke up in vomit, so I would have died unless I threw up, a lot of stuff. So I'm speaking from a lot of crazy, personal experience to where if anyone's watching this and they might not have gone through extreme stuff like that, or felt like they're on the brink of death, or felt a lot of pain, or they might have been through some things, but my point is so you don't go through that kind of stuff, right? There's always ways to get stuff, right? Whether it's over the counter, from a doctor, from a drug dealer, whatever you're going through, there's other ways, right? Focusing on friends and family, a trade, being successful, starting a business, whatever you're doing, speaking from personal experiences, writing a book on your story. That's what I've done. I have autobiography and other books, right? So, that's part of my recovery journey, and that's what's helped me. And I hope that, anyone else, the main key takeaway is don't be social engineered, because, once you get a drug dealer, however many drug dealers you get, they become your master, right? The drug is your master, and the drug dealer is your master. And whatever you do, whatever they say you're gonna do, if they say, come here with $100, come here with $200, whatever, come here $50, $20, $10, I'll sell you a pill, you're likely to do it, and that makes you a slave, okay? That makes you a slave to the drug, a slave to the drug dealer, and that's also makes them hacking you. They're taking your money, and they're taking what you need to survive for food, to pay the bills, to food for your family, if you have kids and stuff like that, diapers or whatever, but that takes away from what you need to take care of your family and provide, okay? And if you die, if they kill you, that's a checkmate. As I mentioned, they're not gonna. That's something that they're not even concerned with, right? They might not even care. They might lose a little bit of money, but they have so many customers. They just get more customers and more clients, right? That you dying is not a big deal to them. So it's just like a hacker. When a hacker takes millions of dollars from an enterprise or corporation, or even like $500 from a senior citizen or a grandmother, right? They don't care that they can't eat, that they can't put food on the table, that they might be evicted and go homeless and they might die on the street, or they might starve to death. They'll take all their money, they don't care. Money is the lifeblood, right? It supports you, feeds you, nourishes you, pays for food and water and shelter, helps your, if you got kids, you can provide for them and they can survive. Give them, food, shelter, water, clothes, all that. So if a hacker, if a drug dealer doesn't, a hacker's not gonna care, right? If he takes all your money, neither is a drug dealer. If a drug dealer is gonna take all your money, he doesn't care. He gets your passwords, he doesn't care. He gets your money, he doesn't. That's his goal, right? Take your money, get your information, and get as much money from you as possible. And that's what hackers do. That's what drug dealers do. They get as much money from you as possible. And when you die, well, they just consider it like, well, that's the cost of business. They got as much money as they could from you. They got as much money from you as they could, and you died, and you're no longer useful to them. So, they might, after you die, and think about this, if you're still alive, right? After you die, they might move on to your family members, your brother, your sister, your parents, if you got kids, they might move on to them in the future, because, they're gonna be depressed. Your family's gonna be sad, they're gonna be depressed. They're going to want to feel better, and they might turn to drugs to help them feel better because they're so depressed. Sometimes they turn to alcohol. They do alcohol, and then they'll turn to drugs, right? to just want more potent, right? To help them dull the pain and kill the feelings, right? So they can feel better, and then they'll die, right? So when your drug dealer kills you, then he could kill more members of your family later, because now other members of your family are sad and going through distress. So think about that and your friends and stuff like that. And think about, the drug dealer just moves on, and the cops don't do a lot of the times because they can't prove intent to kill. It's just an accidental overdose. They can't prove that there was a lethal dose in the drug, that the drug dealer had intent or knowledge of that lethal dose and all that, because they don't measure it. They just throw it in there. They just throw it together, and mix it up and sell it. There's not too much. It's not made in a lab or a scientific lab. It's not done with precision. It's just done. They just throw it together, right? So, I understand a lot of people survive. A lot of people sometimes they do have fun and they do recover. But for those in active addiction who are struggling, this message is for them. Don't be hacked. Don't be psychologically manipulated. Don't become a slave. Don't let drugs or a drug dealer become your master. Okay. And, be vigilant out there. Be wise with your finances. Be wise with your money. Work hard and save every penny, right? And don't buy, if you're feeling down and depressed, right? Exercise is the best thing. There was a doctor that prescribed a patient running, right? And I don't know how they prescribed it, but he obviously recommended running, right? If you're in shape, if you can run, right? If your heart's in shape, if you're in good physical stamina, you got endurance, then run for 3 to 5 miles, maybe 10 miles, right? I used to run about 12 miles a day, at least 3 miles a day. But sometimes I would just run about 12 miles a day, right? Because I was in the military, so we go hiking sometimes like 20 miles, stuff like that. So, that obviously that releases endorphins and dopamine and balances out serotonin and all that in the brain a lot better. And you feel a lot healthier, you sweat out a lot of toxins. So if you're feeling down, that helps with depression as well. And taking vitamin D, right? Getting sunshine, vitamin D, and also taking a supplement, vitamin D, that helps prevent depression as well. So sometimes you don't need antidepressants or anything. Sometimes, if you do, okay, that's fine. But a lot of times, just hardcore physical exercise, running, right? Jogging, maybe jogging, or even a soccer dad or soccer mom walk, where you're just doing a brisk walk, a fast-paced walk, right? For a few miles, 2 or 3 miles, maybe 5 miles, right? Whatever you can withstand. Okay, so exercise, jog, run. You can do sprints, dashes, all that stuff. Hit the gym, get a good sweat in, right? And do that if you can. Start every day, right? Once you feel better, maybe 5 days a week. For me, it's 3 to 5 days a week. But for about a couple of years, I was hitting the gym every single day, right? In my recovery, okay? Because I had an addictive personality. So instead of being addicted to drugs and alcohol, you need a new addiction. I've talked about this, where you need to develop new habits, whether it's taking supplements, vitamins, drinking plenty of water, taking your, and exercising, whether it's, push-ups, running, walking, weights, calisthenics, cardiovascular, joining a class, joining a workout club and stuff like that, where you're working out with other members in the gym, stuff like that. And, things of that nature. So get out there, sweat it out, build those new habits, start reading, start writing, write your new novel, write your new book, maybe get into, I have another book on becoming a wealthy actor, right? Now I'm doing videos like this and I'm not a wealthy actor, for now, but maybe one day, someone who's watches this or listens to this message, they could get involved in something like that and work their way up, go to film festivals, talk to producers, and work their way up to find a new career, find something meaningful, even if they're not like, make the lead actor in the most hit film, like, the Avengers or something like that, like, Robert Downey Jr. or something like that, like Iron Man. But they might play a part in a basic movie where it's a new career, they're making good money, and they're able to sustain themselves, right? Doing something they love and enjoy. So it's a new career path. Don't think you're ever stuck at the bottom. If you're doing, like, if it's hard to find a good job, if it's hard to work, being a mechanic is difficult, certain things, well, just memorizing lines, doing some things like talking on screen and joining the acting business and trying to make your own videos, like the Blair Witch Project, where you got your own camera, you're recording, or, putting your own YouTube channel up, making your own music, your own art, or making working with producers to get your work out there, developing a manuscript and a screenplay and all that stuff. Doing what you can to work your way up. It could take some time. It's going to be hard to network and find the right people, but it is achievable. And J.K. Rowling proved that, right? She wrote Harry Potter. It's like a series of 7 children's books on magic. And she became a multi-billionaire. She used to be on government assistance, right? So anything's possible, right? You just gotta network, find the right correct connections, and work as hard as you can. And obviously come up with the best content possible. Be the best person you can be, and be a good actor, right? So there's always a way to break out of the cycle of addiction, okay? There's always ways to achieve excellence, always ways to, level up your career, level up your life, get in better shape, and take care of your friends and family, okay? So once again, don't be hacked, don't be social engineered, don't become a slave, don't let the drug dealer be your master. And that's all I'm gonna say right now. I hope you enjoyed this episode. If any of this content helped you, you can support by purchasing any ebook. I have one on, becoming a wealthy actor or actress, stuff like that. You can learn from that, hopefully, and take it from there. It's intermediate knowledge on how to break into the, film business and industry, make your own films like I'm doing, and stuff like that, right? YouTube and all that, and monetization and stuff like that. So check it out. And I support orphanages and battered women's and children's centers. So that's my mission, that's my vision and goal for my company in the future, okay? And the future of America, and also I want to, contribute globally as well, okay? So thank you. Once again, my name is Adam Miguel Castaneda, ex-Marine Sergeant, and stay safe.